this is my 500 Days of Summer review. Now, sorry if you clicked on this video expecting a lot of editing. I actually have a lot of videos in my mind planned where I actually edit, and it's going to be on my bigger channel. But this is a review from the early 2010s, late 2000s YouTube-ish-esque, all those words, everything, type beat. If you ask me where I got this, I thrifted it, and I was just like, wow, 500 Days of Summer, I know that movie, let's thrift it. I actually thrifted it a long time ago. Anywho, this movie is very weird, but honestly, I enjoy it for the flaws and whatever, all of that. I am a pure enjoyer of movies that are bad, that they're good. This isn't bad or good, it's just like interesting. I feel like we should also stop rating movies based on, like, obviously we'll like know when a movie's bad or good, whatever, but like this movie is just like, it feels pointless, but it's fun to watch for me personally, and it's kind of interesting how people online have dissected this movie, how they feel about this movie, all of that stuff. Personally, me, if I were to actually rate this movie, it'd probably be around like a 5 to 6 based on like how good the movie is and how enjoyable it is, how many times I've rewatched it. I've actually rewatched this a lot, mostly on planes, because there's like, when you have a catalog on planes, like when you look at all the movies on the planes, right? I can't pick anything, so I end up just watching Ratatouille, Crazy Rich Asians, or 500 Days of Summer. Anyways, enough yapping about like the background. Let's talk about the contents of the movie. So, spoiler alert, if you still haven't watched this 2009 movie, no offense. This movie, basically, there's this guy. What's his name again? Tom? Like this card writer for a company. It's like, those greeting cards you get at Dollar Tree, whatever, all that. Like, he writes cards like that. And an intern or someone new at his job, Summer, goes in and he like falls in love with her or whatever. The way this movie is paced is also really weird. I actually like it though. It's like, you just have to watch it to know what I'm talking about. But it like shows it's called 500 Days of Summer, right? And each scene-ish, like each scene of the movie, there's like certain day of summer, I guess. And within those 500 days, they like stop talking as well. It's really, I don't get why it's like this, but it's just interesting, I guess. But honestly, I am a big fan of the pacing in this movie and all of that stuff. Also, I'm not like a movie I don't critique movies. I'm not like a cinephile, so I'm sorry if this is not the most in-depth stuff, And fast pacing in movies in general, I honestly love it because I can just throw stuff out all the time, and it's enjoyable. This is not a terrible movie by any means. I don't think it's so hard for me to like it like that, but it's not easy for me to hate. Some things I don't like about this movie, 100,000,000%, is the ending where he meets Autumn or whatever. That's bullshit, bro. Seriously? After he forgets about someone named Summer, he just meets somebody named Autumn, and he doesn't learn any lessons about anything at all. Like, I get it. It's like, it's his new life. This is his new interest or whatever. Bro, that's just buns. Like, that ending sucks. I'm sorry. Like, I was just like, really? When I first watched this. And I was like, I don't know how old I was, but I was disappointed back then. I was like, shit, what? Over her, but like, he just like finds someone new to do the same fucking thing with. Are you joking? That does literally makes 0 sense. Now, I want to talk more about why did this movie has become like really popular, mostly on like TikTok and stuff. I've like been seeing that shit. Well, not very recently, but when people talk about like love stories that are like horror movies or whatever, like La La Land is usually bunched into that. personally for me, The Notebook is bunched into that. Like that does not feel like a love story to me. That is a fucked up movie. But when you really think, both these guys fucking suck. Well, I think honestly, Summer is less in the wrong than Tom, like genuinely, because she does explicitly say she's like, oh, yeah, I'm not really the blah blah blah. But I think where she messes up is like when she meets him in the restaurant, or whatever. You can still be my best friend, and then like all of that stupid. But she does say like she doesn't want anything, and then she gets married at the end. It does. At first, you're like, wow, why would you just get married after he does all of this to him? You know, people's decisions change. Like I feel like as humans, we should always just include change. Some things aren't gonna go your way all the time. Sometimes people don't want to be with you, and they want to be with someone else, and they don't owe you like everything just because you do this for them. Just because you do this for them doesn't mean they owe you this much. They don't owe you anything. They owe you that much just because you did this for them. And 500 Days of Summer really, I think it's appealing to people who can relate to Tom. Like people are really, I see a lot of videos, TikToks, whatever, people relating to Tom. He's like, yeah, I remember there's this girl that she did this to me, like she led me on and all of that, when in reality she probably, maybe she liked them this much, but then the guy liked them this much, right? And it's not their fault that they can't bring you everything you want just because. And I think Tom was so blinded by her, pretty much, that he completely fucking forgot that she does not, like, want all of that, you know? If I can see why if you're in that position, you would feel like Tom, where you're like, she wronged me. Like, she led me on, she did all of this and then got married. I could see why. Because, like, you're just so fucking blinded. But when you're an outsider, you're like, okay, it's perfectly. They captured this scene in a movie. People still look past this, where he talks to a new date, and she's like, "So she said she didn't want a girlfriend. I mean a boyfriend, and blah 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 blah." And you got sad and mad, and he's like, "Yeah, basically." Like it just makes sense. And the thing about this movie is that a lot of people fucking hate her, and I also fucking hate this guy. I'm not gonna lie. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, no, not him, but his character and this girl. It's just fucking crazy. It's just crazy. These guys fucking suck. This could have been so easily solved if they just communicated a little bit more. Like, just a little bit more. They'll be like, yeah, I'm not really looking for that. So then he could fucking, you know, move on with his life. Well, he did at the end, because he met someone named Autumn, which is, again, I hate that. Okay, I don't know where this is going. As you can tell, I'm not a fucking reviewer. I don't go on Letterboxd like that. All of that stuff. But this movie is weird, man. This movie is just weird. And also I don't have much to say about this movie as well. Like, it's just like, it's interesting. It's a nice concept. I like the vibe of the movie as well. You know, it's very, I don't know. Sometimes I like movies just because of the vibe they give me. Like, just like that's the whole reason where I like I like Juno. I honestly think 22 Jump Street is better than 21 Jump Street. Don't quote me on that. Like, just vibes of movies. This is like an 8 out of 10 vibe. The movie itself is like a 5, close to a 4, but also close to a 6, so it's a 5. And the characters are interesting, I guess. Like, they just don't make any sense to me. That, like, they can't see how each other feel after being with each other for this fucking long. But whatever, you know. I think people are free to do whatever they want in this movie. If you like this movie, comment down below. If you dislike this movie, comment down below. If you neither or, I don't know how to use Nor. I forgot already. But if you don't like this movie or are neutral about this movie, leave a comment. Leave a comment down below and tell me what you think of 500 Days of Summer, because this is an interesting movie. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure there might be an outro, or I might make it the intro. I'm not very sure what I'm gonna do yet.